Okay, check it out. Since I am bitching today about all the shit people break in my life, let's go on a tour because it's gonna be fantastic. All right, so this is some piece of shit bike attachment that the ex-boyfriend had gotten at a pawn shop for $3. And then whenever he left, he like flattened the tires and he made it. Oh, and here's another vacuum that he did not fix. In fact, it worked, but then he started tinkering with it and then it stopped working. Here is a weird pulley system thingy that he made using one of our good power cords, and none of us can get it. And look at how he's tied it, like all up in there. And there's some of his leftover tools, stashed in places that are inconvenient to us. So we're moving on to. Yeah, this is my favorite, and damn, I really hate it that there is not. Can I? Yeah, because I really want to highlight this $3,000 piece of equipment. There was a abandoned house. It was a long story, but it was not a happy house, but it was abandoned, like straight up in 1995. The old man that lived there was so terrible that people just shut the door and walked away because they didn't want to clean out his shit. And now that I've known a terrible man, I totally, completely understand because none of us want to go into this garage anymore. And it's our garage. He had figured out a way to lock us out of our own garage, but I'll show you that on the tour on the way out because there's more. So, this is like a $3,000 rascal for disabled people. And after 20 years, it still worked and it was in great condition. And it was pretty cool that my ex-boyfriend, Anthony, had gotten it, taken it back. And, he was really handy at fixing stuff. And, actually we had two of them. And both of them were working. But get this. Whenever he got kicked out, my parents kicked him out. As he was walking around sabotaging things before he left, and I kind of suspected at the time that he already had like something set up for himself up in Massachusetts, another bitch that he could. Apparently, he was mooching off of me. Foolish me. Anyway, so this $3,000 piece of equipment, and the other one is about $1,500, and it's on the side of the house. But before he left, he went and sabotaged a wire somewhere that only he would know and dismantled it so that no one could use it, despite my mother being handicapped or disabled and my father being disabled, and she could have used it to go grocery shopping. I could have used it to run to the dollar store and get, bottled water and heavy things I can't carry on a bicycle. But the important thing was that he sabotaged it and no one else could use it if he wasn't going to use it. Now, keep in mind there's two of these. I mean, there are like jumper cables over here. Here's all his like old tools and here's a workbench that he himself created and made. And, it had like weird little hidey spots. There's more hidden behind there, but he just left like all his junk. And whenever he left, like he honestly was like, oh, I'll just be back in a couple weeks. I mean, all his tools were here. Everything was here. And then he was angry. Oh, there used to be like a couch in here and like a coffee table, whatever. But I had to sell it to get my dog out of jail. And get this, he didn't have shit to say to me until he saw I had a garage sale selling his shit. And all of a sudden he was calling me like, why are you giving away my shit? You don't live here, motherfucker. Yeah, here's a bed he took apart. And this was a frame. It's like an IKEA bed, but it's a frame that is made to go under here with this mattress. I always have, movable, just, take apart furniture. So, yeah, but he went ahead and took apart all the slats. And I don't even remember what dumb project he had done with that. And, he thought he was doing my dad a favor. He's like, look, I hung up his easel out of the way. None of us can reach it. I mean, there's like bed frame. There's so much shit. There are some bikes that he took apart and never remantled. There's a back tire that just won't, and that's just. I don't want to talk about my bike. It's because the streets are bad and I'll get run over. Anyway, so we're moving on to the next delightful stage. Just off the top of my head, I'm sorry you have to see my ugly house. This is just, I just took everything away and everybody gets nothing. I was sick. So, here is a color printer and fax machine. And it was pretty cool. It actually worked. And, my parents never use it, but they don't know how, but they want it. But, doesn't matter. It worked. And I was so excited. After a while, I was like, how about if I start a nonprofit business? I wanted to print up some paperwork, to fill out and send and, get funding, get motivated, move. So now keep in mind, this was like almost out of the box. And we had used it a couple of times at an apartment we lived at. And that's a funny story. Totally sabotaged that. So this was working brand new and it had brand new color ink cartridges. And imagine my dismay whenever I went to print things up or I just wanted to copy some things. And I looked in there and somebody had taken out the ink cartridges and took them with them. So, yeah, he did that. Let's see, where is another pile of despair? Well, and then there are numerous vacuum cleaners. This is a $2,000 Kirby vacuum that he would tinker with and fuck up and ruin. And now look at it, just sitting there like a hunk of junk. And I know, sorry you have to see this ugly part. I did. Oh, and you see like another broken vacuum over there. All right, this is part of a handheld vacuum. I had two of them, and they're Black and Decker, and I take very good care of my shit. Anthony took both of them, dismantled them, and completely broke them. And now I have no hand vacuums. So yeah, he just and then like to make himself more comfortable, he rearranged our things and put them in places that we can't reach them so that he could more easily access the crap he stole. I mean, it's just, and I guess I'm just making a little vlog or like a video to document the destruction in case he oh, and while he was out here being a tweaker, getting free rent and, nice bed, he had a little setup out here, free, like little studio apartment. Here is my parents' personal file cabinets with like 50 years worth of their paperwork, things like social security numbers, degrees, whatever, military paperwork, sensitive personal information that my parents, shouldn't have to worry about someone who they are giving free rent and food, a place to shower, a place to shit, a place to sleep, and a daughter to fuck. And he was going to sit in here. Oh, let me not forget the many ways that he tried to make it so that he could lock us out of our own garage so that we wouldn't know the shit that he was up to. I mean, there were all these like locks and whatever, and it would just piss him off because like, look, motherfucker, I can just break into my own house. This is my house, dumbass. So while he was on top of acting entitled to someone else's space, and our washing dryers out here, we might need that anyway. He was sitting in here digging around in their personal files, keeping and documenting their personal information so that he could try to do fraudulent theft things. And I'm sorry, but that is a disgusting person. I mean, and then there would be like, see, there were like some nice like power tool equipment Well, he wanted to make sure that nobody could use it if he wasn't here, and he sabotaged the shit. I mean, he is willing to break his own shit so that other people can't get there. Look, here's just shit he piled, and he just there's some stolen helmets and hubcaps, random shit, just taking up space in our garage, and none of us can reach it to get it out. So yeah, let's not meet again, Anthony. Please do not come back. I mean, that's his that little tub right there with the yellow top. That's the last bit of his crap. And what's in there is he's so wasteful, and his friends are so wasteful. Long story short, they left his tools out in the rain. He didn't even care, and it's just all rusted shit in there. There's like his crazy people paperwork in there. I think there's like a couple of shirts or something, but it's about to go out on the curb. I mean, I'll keep the tub, but because it's gonna hurt too much to open it and show you all the waste in there. That's just unbelievable. Just wow. Do not come back. Return to sender.